For those that know, the state of New Mexico is known widely as the land of enchantment. This understanding is due to the state's culture, architecture, scenery, and fine sought-after cuisine. But as you may very well know, the state of New Mexico is also a land full of lost and buried treasures. Some of these treasures are more than a king's ransom, and they are all up for grabs to anyone who can locate them. Welcome back to Lost Treasures of America, where we find supposedly lost treasures from around the United States of America, and we uncover them up in a brief introductory fashion. Today we are taking a look at 5 supposedly lost treasures in the breathtaking state of New Mexico. So grab your shovels and metal detectors, treasure seekers. It's time to dig into another treasure-filled episode of Lost Treasures of America. In the year 1874, legends say that thieves held up a stagecoach traveling through what is now modern-day Gallup, New Mexico. It is said that the stage was loaded with over $70,000 worth of gold and silver bullion. This amount of gold and silver was very heavy for the bandits to take all at once, so they allegedly buried the loot in a place somewhere close to the Sandstone Window Rock, which is on the New Mexico-Arizona border. A posse was sent after the bandits, but it seems that the thieves headed further west into Arizona and got away. It is highly unlikely they attempted to return to retrieve the gold because everyone at the time was looking for them. There are no reports of anyone seeing the bandits in the area again after that. There is also no record or report of that amount of gold or any gold close to that amount being found in that area, which has led to treasure seekers believing the stolen loot is still hidden out there today, just waiting for some lucky treasure hunter to come along and find it. This treasure legend comes with a small amount of debate. As the stories go, somewhere along the old Santa Fe Trail, there is a spring where travelers used to stop and refresh themselves and their horses. This spot was known collectively as the Point of Rocks. In the year 1851, it is said that 2 gold prospectors were camped out at this spot, contemplating how they wanted to carry on with their travels. They were hesitant because it was known that Indians were roaming the area, and at the time white travelers were being attacked on the road. It was a dangerous path they were on, and the 2 men didn't want to travel. These 2 men had over $50,000 worth of gold they were packing on their horses, and ultimately decided they were going to bury it in case they met with trouble on the road. No one knows for certain, but it is strongly believed that while on their travels, the men were set upon by the Indians they had heard about and killed. There are no more records of their story after departing their gold, and this gold would most likely still be buried close to where they were camped. During the time of the Great California Gold Rush, many men made a fortune while mining the precious metal. The times were charged and dangerous for the successful in the area, and not wanting to stay in California, many men headed back east to where they came from. On one of these gold mining excursions in the late 1850s, a group of very successful miners were said to have been violently attacked by Native American Indians, and legends say all of the miners were killed during the attack. It is said that these men had preemptively buried over $600,000 worth gold just before the attack had taken place. Now the legends say that it was near where they were mining that they were killed by the Indians. So treasure hunters believe the buried gold is still buried out there to this day in or around the area of the mining and where they were attacked and killed at. The reason being, many can't imagine the miners would travel far away from the site they were mining to bury the gold. This location is said to be about 4 miles or so northwest of Tucumcari, New Mexico. This legend of treasure takes place back during the days when stagecoach traffic was heavy on the Santa Fe Trail. A crew of bandits held up a stagecoach that was loaded down with 25 bags of gold coins valued at $150,000. This gold was on its way to be deposited in a bank in the town of Cimarron, New Mexico. This amount of bullion was way too heavy to carry on their horses and escape with in the moment, so the bandits decided to bury the gold for safekeeping until they could return for it. While the bandits were stashing the gold, they themselves were attacked by a band of Indians, and all were killed, which was a very normal occurrence for the times in that area. One of the bandits, however, managed to hide during the attack and eventually fled to safety. Fearing for his life, he never returned to the area where his comrades were killed. But legend says that he told a close friend where the gold was buried. The stories of this lost treasure go on to say that the bandits buried the stolen loot where there were 3 big boulders sitting just off the trail between the town of Cimarron and Ute Park. In the year 1836, a gold prospector who is known by the name of Adams was out hunting for gold in the hills outside Pinos Altos, New Mexico, when he came across a small stream below a red-colored hill that was laden with raw gold. It is said that in just one afternoon, he supposedly managed to collect just about 30 pounds of raw gold, with many more pounds still waiting to be plucked. Well, the legends say that the prospector decided to cash in on some of his find, and while Adams was heading back into town to appraise his gold, he was ambushed by some Indians. They brutally attacked him and he was wounded quite badly. It is said that he survived the initial attack and managed to get away with his life, but just barely. By the time he got back to town, he was almost dead from his wounds, and just before he passed, he told of the gold he had found in that small creek. After he died, the townsfolk found his bag with the 30 pounds of gold where he said he was attacked, so they knew the gold he had found and the stream was real. However, after many years of searching, no one found the source of that gold. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Lost Treasures of America. We just got done watching 5 supposedly lost treasures in the state of New Mexico. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments. If you would like to see more of this content, please leave a like and subscribe to help us grow. If you have any treasures you would like us to look into and make a video about, don't hesitate to let us know. Tune in next week for another treasure-filled episode of Lost Treasures of America. Until next time, treasure seekers, never give up the hunt.